these whiteboard style videos, so I'm just gonna keep them coming. We're gonna talk about making 30K in 30 days as a YouTuber and how easy it actually is. And this doesn't just have to be 30K, this could be 40K, this could be 50K. I know you get a lot of DMs. I know people are in your messages. I know your audience is constantly asking you, please help me with this specific thing that your channel's niche is about. They're begging you, they're asking you for all this help, but you don't seem to know how to actually turn that help into actual cash, into actual money. And in this video, we're going to break down the 3 components that entail making 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days or so. And stay to the end because there's actually a 4th component that is the most important out of all 3 of these components. And in fact, if you skip this 4th component, these 3 components don't even matter. So that's the truth of that. So let's actually get into it. My name is Divine Nawaga. I'm the founder of D-Ways Acquisition, and I help YouTubers who are stuck scaling. Maybe they have an offer that sucks, isn't converting, isn't actually translating into cash, or YouTubers who have never sold before and don't actually know how to monetize their audience/channel. I help you guys turn that into 30K, 40K, 50K or so in the next 30 days on a done-for-you/paying results basis. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can schedule a walkthrough. I'm only taking on a couple more clients because I need to lock in and focus more so on product delivery and making sure I get the best results for my customers ever. If you're seeing this right now, get in while you can because this is the beginning of the D-Ways Acquisition empire. You can tell just from how I look and how my videos are coming and just like who I am and from the videos that I've made that you know I'm not stopping. This is going to be the empire. And if you want to get in while you can, this is the time to do so. Okay, so let's actually get into it. So you've been posting consistently. You have a whole bunch of DMs, messages, comments from your audience asking for help on a specific sort of subject, but you're still stuck at your current revenue level. Like maybe that's like anywhere between 0 to 5K, 5K to 10K, even 10K, 15K. You might even be making 20K, 30K or so. You're making this amount, but you're not making the money that you know that you should be making. I know you see people all around, maybe in your niche or in similar niches or just kind of like similar sort of ways they help people. I know you see them. They're the ones making high 5 figures, high 6 figures a month. And you're wondering, why is this not me? Making 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days, it's not hard. Like, if you are a YouTuber that has X amount of subs, so like 4-figure subs, like that could be 2K, anywhere to 9K. And it could also be 5-figure subs, so anywhere between 10K to 99,000 subs. It's about how you structure your offer and how it's about how you're going about monetization. It's like, this is not hard to extract this amount from your audience. If you serve your audience at the highest level, these people are going to be rushing to purchase from you. You are struggling to convert views to actual cash because you don't have a monetization system. Like, you just do not have a specific monetization system. So right now you're currently just kind of making videos, hoping to get people towards your offer, or maybe you don't even have an offer in the first place, so you're just making videos, which is obviously something we should not be doing in the big 2025. Like, if you have an audience and you solve a specific problem with your channel, I mean, your audience is literally just waiting for you to present them with something valuable. It's not enough to just post content. It's not enough to just post content and hope that people purchase what you're selling. You need to have structure to why you're selling in the first place. You are currently just a creator who's kind of just making content for the birds. You need to become a business operator, a businessman or woman who can actually structure and launch and package into a system a way that you can make 30K in 30 days or so. Making 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days is not hard. If you are a YouTuber with that amount of subs, you just need to know how to actually package and structure the offer and value and be able to deliver and launch it. And if you can do that in an effective way, 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days becomes very easy because you already have the traction, you already have the audience. You just need to know how to actually extract the value from your audience. So they give you value, you give them value, they get the result that they want, you get the result you want. The YouTubers who are winning know how to package their value, know how to launch that value, and know how to make sure the value is directly tailored towards a specific person. Because this is not going to work if you don't actually have the specific person down packed to who you're trying to help. And we're going to break down basically how we can actually figure this out. If you want to actually win, you need to have a real structured offer and system of extracting this value. And when I say value, extracting 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days. So let's actually break down why this is actually easy for YouTubers, but only if you have the right system. So we're going to talk about market research, offer creation, and launch campaign. And we also have a secret one that we'll talk about at the end. So first things first, at the end of the day, if you actually want to win, it is always going to start from your audience. No matter what, you, like we said earlier, you have the engagement. You have people asking you questions. You have people DMing you and messaging you. You need to be able to extract what the real pains and desires are based off these messages and DMs and comments. So people, for example, let's think of like a good kind of example that isn't like sort of kind of generalized. Maybe you are a software engineer. Maybe you create YouTube videos about software engineering. Maybe you help people, or you want to help people get a job as software engineer because you have maybe a 6-figure job in software engineering, or you did before you were a YouTuber. You might have comments, DMs, and questions about people saying like, okay, what certifications do I need? Do I need a degree? I'm having trouble finding jobs. So these things that they're talking about are kind of like the surface level problems that they have. You need to be able to extract what is the real reason for why they might have these problems. It is these underlying problems, these underlying conditions that make up these surface level frustrations that will allow you to be able to figure out, okay, how can I create a product? How can I create an offer that actually will talk directly to those underlying conditions? And when you can talk directly to those underlying conditions, not just in your market research, but just in your content in general, that is what causes someone to actually want to convert, actually want to purchase from you, because they see you as a solution to solving those problems, because no one else is talking about those underlying conditions. You are. So in these comments and messages, those are the foundations for you being able to create an offer in the first place, and then to be able to launch it in the third place or second place. So you need to actually, and just overall with market research, you need to have conversations with your audience. So that's through the DMs, that's through the messages, that's through actually talking to them face to face and actually having conversations with them. Because it's not enough to just guess or think that you know what these people want. If you even have an offer in the first place right now and you're struggling to convert it, and you are struggling to actually make sales off that offer, I can guarantee it's because you actually haven't done direct and good market research. Because it's not enough to think you know what your audience wants. You need to actually get what your audience wants. Like, you need to actually like get exactly what they're saying, exactly what they directly are saying and feeling from you, or feeling about whatever niche or topic that you make videos about. So the questions and concerns will allow you to figure out the problems and desires that they have. And based off the problems and desires that they have, that's when you can then construct something that can actually get them away from their problems and towards their desires. Because at the end of the day, value creation and extracting this value in 30 days or so is just about getting your audience to a specific desire or outcome that they actually want. So in the context of software engineering, say, like I said, you help people get, or you want to help people get 6-figure software engineering jobs. Pretty much based off the market research, and now we're kind of getting into offer creation, you are pretty much figuring out, okay, they have these problems that they told me in market research, so that's from talking to them. That's from having face-to-face conversations with them. That's from messaging them back and forth. That's from doing also market data on other maybe people in your niche who are doing something similar to you but seem to be successful and seem to actually be winning, as well as also looking at people who are doing bad and seeing what they're doing as well, so that you can figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then come up with your own strategy. But it's always going to start from your audience. So I want to make that clear. Maybe we'll just kind of exit because we are pretty much like finished. If you're not going to do market research, then just click off this video, because nothing else is going to work for you, because this is the first step to even creating an offer. This is the first step to even launching in the first place. So market research is always going to come from your audience. Have calls, talk to them face to face, figure out exactly what they want. If you actually want to be a YouTuber who wins, it's not you that's going to win. It's your audience that has to win. So that's a kind of a mental reframe, a mental shift that you can kind of start to identify as. So next, based off what your audience has directly told you, you're going to come up with a certain amount of different things that your audience has kind of been saying. So what does that mean? Pretty much based off, for example, if we're going to continue with the software engineering niche, there will most likely be a host of different problems that come up when you undergo this market research. So maybe one of the problems is they struggle being able to focus on, I don't know, software engineering for real. Like, maybe it's just like they struggle being able to focus coding certain things. I don't know. I think that's what software engineers do. They maybe struggle, I don't know, like learning about software engineering, whatever the case may be. you're going to come up there's going to be a host of different problems that come up off this market research. You're going to need to figure out, okay, what is the number one most valuable problem that I can solve, and do I have the expertise to actually solve this number one most valuable problem? Excuse me. Most of the time you're going to, because they look towards you as an expert. So let's say that the most valuable problem that you're able to solve, like I said earlier, is a 6-figure software engineering job. So maybe you did this before, you know exactly how to do it, and now it's your job to actually teach them. Or at least, if not 6 figures, 5 figures, whatever the case may be. So pretty much the offer simply is just kind of the bridge between their current situation and their desired situation. So the offer just entails pretty much giving them the specific promise, saying like, okay, in X amount of days, we will get you to the specific promise / result that you want, which is a 6-figure software engineering job or a high 5-figure software engineering job. The offer is the bridge. And all the components of the offer are just mechanisms to help that specific person get to the specific promise that you were promising. So that's through your bonuses. That's through the features of the offer. Sorry, this thing is falling. That's through kind of the roadmap and the kind of like what you are giving to them that will allow them to get from problem to solution. Creating an offer is simple. It becomes hard when you don't know exactly who you're targeting. You don't know what they actually value. You're just kind of thinking and guessing what they value. You don't know exactly what they want from you. That's what makes an offer hard. The reason why you can't convert, the reason why people are not purchasing from you is because you don't know how to create an offer, because you're not doing actual market research and you just think you know what you want, and you're probably copying what others are kind of doing, and instead of actually looking at your own audience to figure out what actually works. And you most likely also are overcomplicating it, because an offer is just about how valuable is it to the specific person you're trying to reach. That's all it is. An offer doesn't have to be such a crazy thing. And if you do the first step of market research, creating an offer becomes easy because your audience literally tells you exactly what they want. The offer is the bridge to get them from current situation to desired situation. And the offer is going to be the biggest lever in you being able to make 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days, as well as eventually, once we talk about the fourth thing, scale towards however amount of figures that you want per month, 5 figures per month, 6 figures per month, maybe 7 figures per month, if you're that type of person that is able to manage the stress and load of scaling to a 7-figure per month business. So that's another video for another topic for another video. But so I think pretty much with offer creation, I want you to keep it simple. It's going to be just based off your market research, and it's just the bridge to get them from current situation to desired situation. And it's going to be one of the biggest key factors in allowing you to be able to extract the value that would allow you to get to 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days. One other thing that I need to get clear on is just simple pricing. You're not going to be able to get 30K in 30 days if you're not doing one thing correctly, and that's actually making sure that your offer is high ticket. We're not going to do this on a low ticket type of thing where you need hundreds and thousands of people to purchase from you just to be able to extract 30K, 40K or so. You want to actually have structure in a high ticket offer where you get, because real life, to get 30K in 30 days, say for example, software engineering, to get someone to a 6-figure software engineering job, that is honestly like tens of thousands of dollars worth, like literally tens of thousands of dollars worth. So say for example, you charge this about 5K. You only need 6 people in 30 days to purchase from you for 5K. And we're going to be able to talk about how we can actually extract way more than 6 people once we get into the launch campaign. But you don't need 1,000 buyers. Like, I want you to just make that, I want to make that very, very clear. Like, you don't even need to speak to all these people. You only need to speak towards one specific person, and you only need 5 or 6 of those people to purchase from you to be able to make income that's literally life-changing. Because 30K in 30 days, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days, this is kind of like the foundation for you to be able to do whatever you want with your business in the future. The reason why you are struggling is because you just don't have a system. You don't have structure. You don't have a monetization system. This is the precursor to that monetization system. And we can talk about how that system will entail, like, once we get to the fourth thing. But this is the precursor. These are the foundations to actually be able to have a business where you're able to get repeatable income coming in every single month. So we're going to put an X on offer creation. Make sure you're charging high tickets. You already know that if you're watching this video. Make sure you're charging high ticket though. And that's going to be the precursor to allow us to make 30K in 30 days as a YouTuber. When it comes down to it, the launch campaign is going to be the key lever that unlocks this 30K in 30 days for you. So we have already said that the software engineering six-figure job or six-figure offer is about a 5K price point. We're going to open about 15 spots for this launch campaign. So we're only going to open about 15 spots. And the launch campaign pretty much just compresses the sales cycle window for when someone looks at your offer and then when someone actually purchases it from you. Because you've done the market research, you've created the offer, but it's not enough. Like, that's not enough to actually make someone want to take action. Like, even if it's directly, specifically tailored towards like them and like they see it as something that can actually get them to the solution that they want, it's not enough. And you've done the market research, you've created the offer. The launch campaign is going to allow you to actually have your audience take action on what you have created for them, pretty much. And the launch campaign is going to do that through a bunch of different psychological levers that we're going to talk about just briefly. So, urgency, scarcity, fear of missing out. Like, people are going to feel urgency to make a move because you're promoting this, you're saying this is this big thing, but it's closing in like a 1 to 2 week time frame. A launch campaign, pretty much, there's an opening, there's a close, and within that open and close is time where you are telling your audience, like, okay, I'm opening up about X spots, get in while you can because spots are going to close. This is super exclusive. I'm not going to open this up again for a long, long time. People are going to feel like they have to move. People are going to feel like they're going to miss out. And based off the fact you did the market research, you created your offer specifically based off the market research, based off your specific audience's pain points and problems, the avatar's pain points and problems. They're going to feel like this launch is directly tailored towards them. So rather than just kind of create the offer and kind of just sell it like, hey guys, yep, I created my offer. Do you want to buy? No. We're going to psychologically craft specific marketing stimuli that causes someone to actually want to take action and purchase from you. So the launch campaign is very, very important. And there's no point in doing the market research and there's no point in creating your offer if you're not going to actually launch the offer. Like, and perhaps if you've sold before or are stuck scaling, one, the offer that you have that you're stuck trying to convert probably sucks because you didn't do market research. Also, if you have tried to sell something before but it just didn't get the result that you wanted, you probably didn't do a good launch. You need to do a pre-launch. Well, I like to actually do a warm-up pre-launch, but certain people don't like doing that. Some people don't like talking about that, but we do a warm-up pre-launch, we do a pre-launch, launch, and then post-launch. It has to be in a very, very structured way, and that's what I'm trying to say, that you need to stop thinking of yourself as kind of just a content creator, a YouTuber who kind of just makes digital products, who kind of just sells certain things. Like, think of yourself as a true business operator who knows how to structure things that causes someone to convert and actually purchase the thing that you're trying to sell. Like, this is not a passive thing. This is careful psychological construction that allows you to know when and what time your audience is going to take action. And in this case, to make 30K, 40K, 50K or so in 30 days, these are the steps you need to take. It's not just something that kind of just happens. Like, it's a step-by-step process. And I don't want you to think of yourself as somebody who kind of is just creating content, hopefully get people to purchase your stuff passively, you know, not unlocking the true value and revenue and profit that you have in your DMs, messages, and comments. You need to shift your identity into actually seeing yourself as somebody like who's capable of collecting this, but you need to have a structured system and monetization plan to do so. And this is what this kind of makes up. So the launch campaign is necessary. So by the end of the launch campaign, you should have filled out 15 spots of the offer that you have created. So like I said, this is high ticket, so you're going to want to sell 15 spots, and most likely it's going to be one-to-one. And I actually highly recommend that you do one-to-one because that's going to allow you to actually get the best results possible for the people who purchase your offer. So for example, it's you are selling something to get people a six-figure software engineering job. This is a 5K price point. You need to work closely with these people to get results. And now that we talked about these three components, let's actually talk about the most important lever, the North Star, to actually making sure this works now as well as works in the future for the rest of your business, career, whatever the case may be. So let me actually erase all this and then we'll get to it, and this is going to break your mind. Okay, so what is actually the North Star? What is actually the most important part of all of this? So we did market research, we created the offer, and we launched. Cool. At this point, you've already collected the cash. But if you actually want to save your business and actually want to have a business that is able to scale to 6 figures beyond, 6 figures a month beyond, by the way, not just a year, you need to have something and implement something that is more important than short-term cash in 30 days and more important for long-term cash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. So what is this North Star? So we have the star. What is the North Star? Customer fulfillment. That's it. If you can get the best results ever for your customers, and not just passive results, not just, they purchase your product and your offer and you just throw them into the fire. If you can actually stay into the trenches with your customers and do everything in your power to get 15 amazing results, you have the power and the leverage to do anything. Anything for the rest of your future business, no matter what. The problem with today's day and age and just society in the online space is that people aren't getting good results, and that's the problem. And not just good results like testimonials. I mean 15 full-on case studies of people who have gotten phenomenal results. The problem is, and the reason why you're not able to differentiate yourself and why people don't purchase the current thing that you're selling is because you've gotten horrible results for these people. Or maybe you haven't even gotten horrible results, but you've just gotten kind of mid results. And people don't buy from people who just give people mid results. People buy from people who give people phenomenal results. Anyone that you've purchased from, and the people and you who will eventually purchase from me, are people who actually get their customers and clients amazing, phenomenal results. So if you can do whatever you can do to make sure people get results and make sure people actually get the outcome that they bought from you, I mean, dude, you have the infinite power to dominate anybody in your niche. So in the case of a software engineer, for example, and you are promising, let's say, a high 5-figure, high 6-figure paying job, you need to do whatever you can do to make sure most, if not all, of the people in your 1-to-1 15 spots that you opened are able to achieve that end result. So what does that mean? You're going to need to create step-by-step instructions of how to do so from beginning to the end. You need to have a clear and defined roadmap. You need to keep them accountable, because it's not enough to just give them information and just, hope they follow it. You need to be on their butt. I'm not trying to curse. Be on their butt every single day to ensure they are doing the action steps that it takes to get them to the result that they promise. Because people will purchase from you and still not really take action on things that they purchase, even though they spent with their hard-earned money. And that's just how humans work. Listen, it's not going to be easy, but who said becoming successful and dominating was easy? If it was easy, everyone would do it. And that's why most people kind of aren't able to differentiate yourself. I can just think off the top of my head of the core people who I know are amazing and doing amazing in this space, and the key underlying reason between all of them, the key underlying factor between all of them is that they all get amazing customer results. You need to do whatever you can to get these 15 people results. So be on their butt. Do whatever you can. Create documents, templates, frameworks, anything that they need to, so that, because you have the information in your head, you need to just be able to kind of extract the information in your head and communicate it to the people who are in your 1-to-1 15 mentorship, but 1-to-1 15 spots that you open. Do whatever you can to ensure that these people are able to not just get good results, but actually get amazing results. And you can just do that through accountability, making sure they're doing every single action step, having a clear outline and defined roadmap, hopping on calls with these people, really putting love, energy, and effort, because that's all anything is. Getting good at anything is just energy, love, and effort. Putting that into anything and you will get amazing at it. And if you can accomplish this, you have success. You will have success in your YouTube business for years, many, many years to come. Because with 15 case studies, you can do anything. You could talk about anything, and you have proof and validation that it works because it has worked for 15 people. You could flaunt your stuff all crazy. Like you could just be, I just dropped my marker cap, but you could do pretty much anything because that's just power. It's leverage. No one can talk to you because you have 15 proven case studies of what you do and what you sell works. and you can use it to collect hundreds more. So that's enough yapping for me. Making 30K in 30 days as a YouTuber, to be honest, it's easy. Like, pretty much if you just follow that system step by step, I mean, you're going to make that much amount of money per month. Or not per month, but just cash collected. And then eventually, once you have gotten the results, scale towards however amount that you want per month. So that could be 30K a month, that could be 100K per month, that could be 500K per month if you're the person capable of doing so. I'm eventually going to become the person that's capable to do so. So this is what we do at DV's Acquisition. We can help you shift towards a person who actually is able to implement this. And we give you the step-by-step, done-for-you system to actually unlock this from your audience. Every YouTuber who's watching this, for the most part, can achieve this. Every YouTuber, for the most part, can actually unlock and accomplish this for their YouTube channel. They just need the right system. That's just what it comes down to. You need the right infrastructure. And we will license our infrastructure into your YouTube channel/business so that you can unlock 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K, 70K, whatever the case may be, in 30 days or so. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share this video. If you know someone that could actually benefit from this, share it with them so that they can actually receive some help, because this is some valuable stuff and most people aren't talking about this on YouTube. So I'm going to keep the value coming. I'm going to keep the game coming. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bow!